Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So I had somebody ask me if I could do a review of the Loza's M4 A2 Sherman. So basically, what I did is I brought up anything that has the name Sherman, resembles a Sherman, or is based off the Sherman chassis. So first off, we've got the Thunderbolt, Fury, the Loza M4 A2, the one we're kind of really looking at, the Firefly VC, the standard Tier 6 Firefly, the E8 or EZ8, and the E2. This one here, I left them basically set up the way they are in my tech tree. None of them share crews; they all have their own crew. Most of these I got back, well, a few of them recently, but like, well, not even really recently. I think the Firefly VC and the Firefly, when that tech tree got added in, I used to just buy a tank and I would just get a new crew versus taking a crew out of a premium and putting it in a stock tank. Because back in the day, I didn't know you could do that. So somebody was like, "Well, God, you got those tanks. You must have hella crews in them." I'm like, "Well, no, just like two crew skills or one." And they're like, "How can that be when you've got all those tanks?" And I said, "Well, I don't play the tanks that much." And they said, "Well, are you sharing the crews?" And I'm like, "Okay, explain." So that was back when I was dumb and had no clue about being able to share the crews with tanks. So, long story short, the E2 is set up with the derp gun, and I almost didn't even put this one in there because I've got it set up with the derp HE gun, and I've got the stock turret because the stock turret gives you 152 millimeters of armor all the way around. So that one is kind of, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's got a long load time, but if you look, I mean, your average damage is 410 with an HE shell with 53 pen. So take it for what it is. This one is kind of like comparing apples to oranges, but I figured I'd put it up here because it still is based on a Sherman chassis and it's a Tier 6. Out of the bunch of them, the first one that I think I liked the most was the Fury just because of the movie and it's got a good rate of fire, so on and so forth. But then they came out with the Thunderbolt that's got spaced armor, a lot harder to pen. The hull armor is like, yeah, as you can see, it's like almost double thick as any of the other ones. 63, 63, 50, 50, 63. This one's 101, but again, well, that's it. Just a tech tree tank, but like I still include those because you can get them. Then I really do like the Thunderbolt over all of them, but then the Lotus M4 A2 came out, and it is a good, we'll just say an okay, basically a Sherman. You can see it's about the same statistics as all the other ones. There's nothing real special about it. It doesn't Nothing. The mobility's a little bit better, but I think that's due to the fact that, well, no, it's got about the same armor as all the other ones. None. Well, very little. No, well, so I won't say none, but very little. Um, Top speed's a little about the best on that one, but that's about the only thing that really, yeah, that's really about the only thing that sticks out above the rest. Otherwise, they're all pretty much -10 gun depression, except for on the EA, you get 12 on that one. And on the Firefly, you only get 6, and on the Firefly, we see 6. Um, Aim time is pretty much stock, or not stock, but the same across the board. The lows is a little bit longer, 2.21, and the E8 2.21. Dispersion 3.6, 3.8, 3.8, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8. Well, this is going to be 5.2 because it's a derp gun. Definitely not a sniper. Hit points, 750 across the board except for the E2, that's 730, and that's because I got the stock turret on it. If I put the upgraded turret, it would give me 750 armor, or excuse me, not armor, but hit points, but then I lose that beautiful 152 armor where you can pop up over a ridge line. You've got 10 degrees of gun depression, hit him with an HE shell, and back down real quick. And if they even hit you, it's not easy to pen 152 millimeters of armor at Tier 6. So most of the time, if you can get hauled down in that, they can't even pen your your front turret. It's just too thick. But otherwise, everything is pretty much, they're pretty equal across the board. Like I said, other than the armor on the Thunderbolt, because the front of this is just spaced armor, kind of like your Super Pershing, um, where if they hit you with an HE shell, a lot of times, what just happened? I don't know why it just did that. Anyways, we were done there anyways, pretty much. But yeah, speaking of the Thunderbolt, you can see how it's got the thicker plates of spaced armor here and up around the turret. You've got spaced armor here. I don't think it doesn't have it in the back. It's pretty much on the front. Reminds me a lot of the Super Pershing. It's got it on the sides right here. But, if they stop and aim, they can bypass your spaced armor by shooting right in here, or aim for your commander's hatch. And you can see this plate here goes down a little bit further to help the upper plate. But I believe you can still hit that lower plate. The lower plate's not spaced armor. Not really super easy to hit, especially if you're doing a ridge line. You just pop over, you're using your gun depression. All they have is spaced armor to shoot at. But again, heat rounds usually hit spaced armor, peter out on the outer spaced armor, and don't penetrate through the secondary part. But if you can hit right in there, I imagine it would go right through, because that's not spaced armor right there. But that's the only place in the front that's not spaced armor, really, other than, like I said, your commander's hatch. But if you got an AP round that is good enough penetrating, it'll probably go through the front of this, pretty easy. So if you're in this tier 6 and you're going against tier 8s are going to chew you up and spit you out. If you're top tier, different story. You'll be the one doing the chewing up and spitting out. But anyways, I'm going to do some gameplay for you. I'll do it probably in this, and I'll do a match in the Loza. I believe that's how it's pronounced. So back over yonder here, somewhere over the rainbow. Where the hell is that thing? Oh, right here. Yeah, I've only got 2 matches in it. Pretty not bad damage in it. Can't seem to get a team to win in that one. 0% win rate, but only got 2 matches in it. The Thunderbolt, same, pretty good damage. 75% win rate out of 8 matches. My Fury, a decent amount of damage in it. 29 matches, 69% win rate. Sherman Jumbo, I've had that, and the Easy 8 Sherman forever. But I only have 33 matches in this one, 108 in this one. But you can see on the, is it this one here? It's got the, yeah, I got the derp gun on here. And if you look at the, 152 millimeters of armor with a derp gun, if you can get this thing, hauled down, really well sloped, pop up over a hill, shoot them real quick and just back down. And this is just thick armor. So not easy to penetrate at 152 all the way around on that turret. So, but yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll do some gameplay, and we'll look at the post-game stats, and hopefully this will help the gentleman that wanted me to do the review on the Loza. I believe that is how it is pronounced. Let me look. Loza M4 A2 Sherman. So, yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, we'll be back and do some gameplay and have some post-game stats, so I will be right back. Alrighty, so here we are in Abby and the Loza M4A2. Tier 6, excuse me, Tier 6 tank. So, basically, whenever I'm on this map, I'm going to pause it just real quick. I used to go over here and go kind of down by the water and follow that road down, but then it seems like every time I go that way, somebody's sitting right in this area right here, and already sitting right here, and they just drop shell after shell on me, and I'm dead before I make it even close to down there. So I've changed it up a little bit, and I come up here and run this way A lot of people stay on the low road. I like to come up into the hills because if you're on the low road here, artillery can set back here and drop shells on you a little easier. They can still hit you up here, but just not as easy. So we're top tier in this match, and I'm going to go up the A1-2 line, basically. And you'll see this thing, it does scoot right along. You'll notice well, I don't want to say a huge difference, a pretty big difference between the Loza and the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is a little bit slower because it's got the extra armor plating on the front and on the turret. Now this KV2, there was a couple players on our team I could have swore they were bots, namely the M6 on our team and this KV2. The KV2, see how fast this thing's booking right along? Even going up the hill, it's slowing down a little bit, but it kept its speed somewhat. But the KV2 comes over here on this corner and just sets, and the M6 later on in the match comes up here, just sets by this rock. Well, the enemy OHO or OI or whatever it was strolls right up here, shoots him in the back, takes half his health, and then the M6 kind of pushes around the rock, and then the OI, what, I can't remember what the hell it is. What is it? Now I'm gonna look, because it's bugging me. OI. Then the OI comes up this way first, shoots him in the back. The M6 comes around the rock, attempts to shoot him right in the side and doesn't even pen him. He shoots like 2 times, bounces both his rounds, and then he gets shot in the front and killed. So, yeah, I could have sworn they were a couple of bots, but I guess not. My problem, be it even if I'm low tier, high tier, I always seem to push too hard, too fast, and not have help. This Chinu was helping by coming up this way, but you can see the KV2 and the PZ-34 kind of sitting down there, not moving. But, I mean, you can't win, you can't do damage if you're not shooting and stuff's not getting lit. So that Skoda, was he shooting? Oh, he was shooting at the Chinu. I was wondering, I thought he's either one real bad aim or so he was just shooting at the Chinu behind me. So I don't know if I was just not lit and he was, but yeah, he did hit me right in the front with the Skoda T25. I love that thing. It's got 3 shells. You spit them up, bing, 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 and you're reloaded in like 8 seconds. And it's got really good pen because you can see put it right in my front upper plate. And I was angled too. From where he was setting up there, I had it angled. So yeah, he went right through my front upper plate, no problem. Kind of surprising. But anyways, so doesn't look like we're gonna get much of any more damage this way. And if you watch here in a minute, M4A1, some other stuff comes up here. And I meant to, the M6 was up here and I couldn't pen him with my standard rounds. I meant to hit number 2, or I went and used my repair kit. One of the two. Well, my fat finger hit HE and I loaded an HE shell and hit the M2 for, or M6 for 2 hit points. So, yeah, it happens, you know. But I thought I was going to come over here and get some decent shots at these guys right here. Where did he hit me? I think that one went my... Oh, wow. Right in there. And that's why I like having this, I call it a hit mod or hit skin mod. It's not a skin mod. It's just shows where you're getting hit by the enemy enemy ammunition. Because if I wouldn't have had that on there, I would have never seen this shell down there. I'd have been looking, going, oh, where's it at? Where's it at? And would have never seen it in a million years. But so somebody is setting on their cap here in a minute, starts hitting me in the side. So I end up moving, and yeah, my life isn't very long in this match. Yeah, see the tank destroyer, the M10, is setting, by the looks of it, he's got to be right in those bushes right there, because that's kind of where the shell came from. Knocked my track off, so I probably won't be able to see that one. Yeah, because the bushes and stuff are in the way. But he knocked my track off, so more than likely hit me somewhere in there. Anyway, so let's get back to her. He hits me again here in a minute. That one bounced. Actually, no, it didn't bounce. He actually took my... Yeah, that one didn't bounce. I thought it bounced. So I thought I was going to back up this way and get kind of safe and just kind of stay back a little bit and wait for anybody to try crossing through here. The Churchill, that thing's got, it's the Churchill 3, so it's got good armor, fast firing gun, but it looked like he had too many tank destroyers going against him. So as you can see, yep, I used my repair kit. That's blinking. I wasn't paying attention. So once I shoot this 1 AP round, it goes to HE, and I hit the M6 on the enemy team for all of 2 hit points of damage. When I seen it hit and it said 2, I'm like, what the hell? And I realized, I'm like, oh, Jeff, you moron. I was waiting for artillery just to lay it on me. So that was a standard round. It hit him and bounced, and you can see that 2 just popped up. Yes, all of 2. So the standard round hit him in the front plate, bounced. The HE round hit him and did 2 damage. And I think I get 1 more shot at something over there, and then I get schmucketed. I think I hit the IKV. Yeah, so we got 1 shot into the IKV 103, and he nailed me for the rest of my health of 184. Yeah, you get hit by those derp guns, man. It really hurts. And, you know, I was really kind of surprised because I was angled really well, but he must have had a good enough penetration with his AP round to go right through my upper front plate, because I'm pretty sure that's where he hit me. Because he was up on that rock, so he couldn't have really shot at my lower plate. But, yep, so that's the replay in the Loza M4. And I think we lose this one. I cannot remember to save my... No. I think we actually win this one. Yeah, we do win this one. So, I guess I could just leave it play so you can watch. That, like I said, that KV2, I thought he was a bot because he just sat back there the whole time. He didn't come and help at all. And he got hit like 1 time for some damage, and then he finally pushed forward when he didn't have a choice. Yeah, KV nails him for 344. He derps him. But, you know, that's what I'm saying, that IKV, the gun on that thing is just treacherous, man. You get hit with that, and it just makes you disappear. So here comes this OI, slow as hell, shoots him in the back, and he's just like, I don't know if he knew he even got shot or not. And he's just like, da 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 da. I mean, the OI just shot. He's got like a 20-some second load time. Wait a minute, or is that the one that... No, that's the tier 5 that's got the like an 8-second, but with a derp. The tier 6, yeah, that's got like a 19 or a 20-some second load time. The KV2 was probably loaded, and he just trudges down here and gets shot in the back. I mean, the OI just shot him. All he had to do is turn around, and I mean, yeah, he's got 950 health, and he probably would not have one-shot him, but he could have. I mean, average damage on that derp gun is like 950, so I doubt he would have one-shot him, but the possibility is there, but he probably would have done, I don't know, 400 damage, give or take. So I even asked him, I said, you know, I didn't mean to be a ass about it, and I wasn't trying to be. I just said, is the KV2 a bot? And no, I don't think he's... Oh, I asked him if he had his mini map on, and I wasn't trying to be an ass. It's just, I mean, how did he not see that OI coming up behind him like he did? Just, and like I said, you know, the OI just shot him. He could have turned around and went down there and shot him. And then I said, did you have your mini map on? I don't believe he said anything, so I said, God, I wonder if the KV2 is a bot. And then, yeah, he said, I was trying to get behind him. And I'm like, oh, okay, I wondered what you were doing, but it didn't add up why he was driving all the way down here, never turned his gun. The OI shot him, and he could easily have turned around and shot the OI. I don't know. Yeah, we end up winning this one. I didn't think I sat on my own corpse here the whole time, but I guess I did. Well, yeah, we end up winning, so um, Oh, that M6 here in a minute. Yeah. So one of our heavies setting up here, that's where a heavy belongs, setting back there doing nothing, but I see why, because I think he might have like the stock engine, because look how he's just creeping. And I'm not familiar enough with lower tier tanks to know if that's like a stock turret or stock gun. Um, but watch this. This M6, I'm like, this has got to be a bot. Either that or, I mean, I can remember playing at low tiers, and I remember when I started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so that's just got to be what it is. But watch this. This OI, I don't know how the hell he gets all the way right there. Boom! Did you see where he appeared? This M6 is sitting right here, and he made it that far without getting spotted in that frickin' tank. So all I can think of is this M6 has got to have like a 25% crew or the free crew, because how did he make it that close without getting spotted? And then when he finally gets spotted that close, watch what this M6 does. Da, 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 da. I think I'm gonna go to the mall today and take Dad and Mom's credit card. And, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you just shot me for 300 health. I'm gonna shoot you in the side. Oop, I bounced. And oh, you don't have the derp gun, but you got a long load time. I could be putting rounds into your weak spots right now, but I'm gonna sit here until you come around and you're loaded again. And here he comes, and I'm gonna shoot you again. And bounce. And oops, I'm dead. I tell you, I was really, I thought maybe that OI was going to be able to carry this match, but we ended up, our team caps out. I could almost say that OI might have been able to uh, have a really, really, really good chance of possibly getting a call of ban-offs and winning it for his team, um, if our team would not have capped him out. Because I think the SU 100Y that hits for like 500 average damage with one shell and 400 and something with the other shell, I think he gets taken out. Um, oh, I can't remember. I think he gets taken out by the OI. Oh, but the OI, no, no, because the OI is on our cap. Yeah, so what? Wait a minute. Base capture by allies. Why was that showing two of them? Oh, because I've got the mission. I think one of the things that's on mine is destroy all enemy vehicles or capture or defend the base. That must have been why I saw two. Because I'm looking and I'm like, base capture by allies. I showed two of them, like, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? So it must have been because of the mission that I had up here. It was counting down for that or something, because their OI's not on our base. He's sitting right there. Either that or did they have an enemy on? I guess I should have been paying better attention. Maybe there was an enemy tank on. Well, that was strange. Oh yeah, we capped out. So anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have another match for you in just a minute. Alrighty, so now this time we are on airfield in the Thunderbolt. And I'll try and pay a little bit better attention to stopping the video before it goes to my desktop this time. But anyways, out of the two tanks, I actually do like the Thunderbolt more. It is a little bit slower. Um, Gun handling is almost identical, except for the Loza's got a little bit quicker reload. But this has just got so much better armor. Even though, this is a tier 7 match, we're bottom tier and we're in a tier 6. I still can probably count on the armor on this tier 6 better than I can on some of the tier 7s I have, because it's got that spaced armor pretty much all around the front of the tank. You get this thing hauled down, even tier 7s will have trouble going through the front of it unless they know what they're doing, because the only real weak spot it's got in the front is right where that machine gun port is right here, because you can see the spaced armor is cut out right there, which makes that a weak spot, unfortunately. But I guess they don't want to make another Chrysler K where they don't leave a weak spot there. Otherwise, everybody gets pissed and mad and salty and everything else. But I wanted to get this corner right here so that I could get up into this hill area. When I hit the hill, I'm like, oh, come on, make it up there. I was just waiting for somebody to come around the corner and pop one in me. But we're able to make it up there in time. And I get lit up. So right there, being that I'm lit, that's telling me either somebody's down here or up here. Well, I didn't remember seeing anybody tooling across there, and they would have got lit more than likely, probably from maybe, I don't know. Yeah, somebody could have actually made it over there, but they would have been spotted probably by me. This thing's got, I've got it set up pretty good. It's got a hell of a spotting range. So I'm thinking it's more apt that whoever's spotting us is up here in one of these bushes. And I end up being right. It ends up being the SU-152. So we're on standard rounds, and then something hits our P-43 and takes 358 off him, so I knew it had to be something up there. See, and the problem I run into is when I shoot, if it's over here, there's a little dirt pile right there, so the round, if it goes through there, that means I missed because it hits the dirt pile. But over in this area, there's nothing behind that bush, so if I hit the tank or if I miss the tank, I can't tell because the round doesn't hit a dirt pile or a rock or something behind it and make that splatter so you can tell if you missed or hit something. So I'm just making blind shots into the hill here. Thought I was going to be able to get a shot off at that little guy, and I was not. And then I saw the SU-152, and I wasn't able to get any shots off at him where he's setting right there. But I noticed he was trying to creep over on that corner right there, so I thought, I'm just going to stay pre-aimed right in that area. He'll push into there. I know he will, and I saw him moving, so I waited a second, and that round flew way up, and there he is. And that one hit the rock, and that one bounced. That one hit the rock. But I'm watching him, and I think he's thinking he's not lit, but he's not counting time down right. So I just keep putting shot after shot in there. Now I'm shooting premium rounds in there. And the problem is, I don't know if the shells are hitting him, not hitting him, but he doesn't have a shot at me. And then he backed up and he had some health miss, and I thought, yes, so I was hitting him. And it paid off that I had premium rounds loaded because that actually did penetrate him. So now I'm thinking, okay, he's going to climb back up in there, and then I switch it back over to standard rounds here because I'm like, holy shit, I'm whittling through the premium rounds. So I put it back over on standard and figured, okay, if he's in there, well, if I don't penetrate him, at least it'll get him to, back off so he doesn't keep putting rounds into our Panther and stuff. So I figure I'm going to pop up here and see if I can do anything on this King Tiger C, which premium rounds I can probably pen them because it's 177, but what is it, 128 for the standard? Yeah, it's iffy. It might penetrate them. See the SU-100Y. You really got to wait for this thing to shrink all the way in, as you can see. The good thing is it's got a fast reload, but he doesn't get backed up quick enough, so we get one shot of damage into him. And I'm like bouncing back and forth. Do I want to go for the KV-2? Because I can get my gun down enough. Not right there. I got to be over to the right a little bit more. See, now, if I would have done it right, I would have been able to shoot the KV-2 down there, but figured get some shots into the wheeled vehicle there. I was hoping the darn KV-2 was going to pop out, and then the Panther goes hauling down there after that KV-2. I'm like, dude, you're going to get one shot. You only got 300-something health. I mean, that shit, that KV-2 doesn't even have to hit him. Splash in front of him, he's going to kill him. And somebody hit him for 100 and something, and he ended up getting taken out. This ended up being a lot closer match than the other one with the Loza, if I remember correctly. That crown wheel is getting pretty well melted. But it's down to, like, myself, 2 tank destroyers, a medium, Actually, 3 tank destroyers, a medium, and rest are artillery. See the I knew the SU-152 just fired, so I knew he was gonna be backing up, and I'd at least get maybe a shot into him. And so far, I haven't taken any damage, but you know they still got some pretty good guns. That T-25-2's got a hella gun on it, and that thing will just whittle you. It fires fast, got great penetration. It does pretty decent damage. I seen him setting something setting over there as a tank destroyer. What was that? Oh, their KV-2 is the one I wanted to work on, but I get lit up, so I'm backing off. Every time I go forward, that KV-2 is going to proxy spot me, so I'm like, oh, the hell with it. I'm just going to go ahead and try and take him out. Because anything that pops in front of him, he's just going to be able to, you know, pretty much derp. So I'm trying to get shots on his engine deck to light him on fire, but I need to watch out for artillery so they don't hit me, because at that angle that I'm on right there, if they hit me, it's going to really trash me. So I back out of there, and I see the T-25-2 is full health, was full health. So I pull forward, and his butt's hanging out, and I'm like drilling him, and I thought, oh crap, what am I doing? I got to put on standard rounds here. So we put it on standard rounds, and somebody else finished him off, I think. Yeah, somebody else finished him off. Artillery hits us and splashes us for nothing. It did just damage my track. That was it. We didn't even lose any hit points, and that's what I mean by this spaced armor. Yeah, if I didn't have spaced armor, it hit like literally right here on the side. If it didn't have the spaced armor on the side of the tank, it probably would have lost some health. So yeah, that spaced armor definitely helps with splash damage and um, different types of rounds, like your heat rounds and your HE rounds. But you can still get some damage from HE rounds. It may splash on the outside, but it can still do some damage. It just won't do as much as it would for like a AP round going through your armor. So we take out the M4, and the M12 is running for it. Somehow I managed to miss him. I thought that Cromwell was going to finish him off, and he ended up not, which I was really surprised. I don't know if he hit him right before my shell did, and that's probably what happened. I think the Cromwell shell hit him, and then my shell hit him and finished him off. But it shows 1385 damage, but I ended up doing 15 something. So the 2 shells that I hit into the SU-152 up there that penetrated him when he was in that bush, that when I was blind firing. I did get a lot of shells off. Unfortunately, I did shoot a lot of premium, but we end up making credits because this is your tier 6s are pretty good credit makers. Even if you end up shooting a lot of premium, you can still make a lot of credits. But yeah, out of the 2, I really prefer the Thunderbolt 7. It's just I like the spaced armor. It's got the same gun handling as the other one. There's no cons with this tank where the other Sherman-based platform tanks, you don't have the better armor. Where this has the better armor, you don't lose much speed. You still have the same gun handling, same uh, damage per minute, pretty much as the other ones and everything. That's why I just prefer this one. But gameplay-wise, between this one and the Loza, they're almost identical, except for like this can take a more hits than the Loza can because of the thicker armor. So if I were going to pick between the 2, I would definitely go with the Thunderbolt 7. But the Loza is a good tier 6 money making premium. So, you know, it really boils down to, you know, what one's for sale. If they had both of them for sale, I would definitely still go with the Thunderbolt. Just that extra frontal armor, spaced armor, just to me is it's makes or breaks which one I would pick. But anyways, I hope that helped you. And if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll some post game stats, and we'll do the post game stats for both replays, one right after the other. So if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so that was a match in the Loza M4 A2 Sherman and the M4 A3 E8 Thunderbolt 7. They're both tier 6s, so don't let the 7 fool you. Uh, Basically, the only huge difference between these two is the reload on the Loza is very slim, but just a little bit quicker. Um, the Thunderbolt's got way better armor. Penetration's identical. Gun to aim time's almost identical. Gun to spur gain. Put it this way: the gun handling is almost identical on both of them. So, I mean, I could have done a replay in the Fury and the Thunderbolt and both the E8, the E2. I mean, all of them. But basically, the only difference you would have is between the E8 with the derp gun and the Firefly VC. I think that does an average of 150. Is it 150 damage per shot? Yeah, average damage is 150 versus like on the other ones, it's like 115. Yeah, average damage is 115. Same with the Thunderbolt, it's 115. So it takes like a gazillion shots to get any freaking damage. I about died. This Loza must not be being played a lot because, to be honest with you, I did kind of a pitiful amount of damage of only 577, and I went up 7.2% on the mark of excellence with with that pitiful amount of damage. I mean, and given that was 3, 4, 5, 6 shots, and I only did 577 damage. The other one there in the Thunderbolt, I think, well, we'll see. I had like 30 shots in that thing, and I think I just broke 1500 damage. So it's comparing kind of apples to apples when you play these two, other than the aim time a little bit and the reload a little bit. That's about it. Other than the big difference is the armor. And um, well, I only really got hit by artillery in the Thunderbolt, and it really didn't do much of any damage. And I think that might have been almost a direct hit, if not a direct hit. So the spaced armor really helps out a lot. Now in the Loza, I believe every round that hit me penned me. I didn't bounce any rounds, but that was a master gunner and a sharpshooter, and we hit the Skoda T25 3 times for a total of 352, and knocked out his radio operator, and he got hit for 257 upon the spotting. The T1 Heavy got hit for 107 upon the spotting, and the M4A1 got hit for 40 upon the spotting. The T1 Heavy, I muffed it. One of the guys that shot me, I knocked my track off. I went to repair my track, and my big fat finger uh, pushed it over to where I was shooting HE. So when I shot the T1 Heavy, I only hit him for 21, I think it was. Maybe I thought it was 21 damage when it showed. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Total damage, 2. It was 2 damage. That's why I rarely carry HE in low tiers, because when you do hit something, I hit that. And yeah, the T1 Heavy's got really pretty good frontal armor. So 2, all of 2 damage, where I would have done about 115. So that would have been, closer to 700 damage if I wouldn't have had my fat finger hit the HE key. And the A1, we hit him one time for 107, and the IKV 103, that boy, he derped a snot right out of me. We hit him for 116. So it looks like it hits. Well, we don't want to look at that T1 Heavy anymore. Slap myself silly. God, I can't believe I did that. So we were 3, 4, 5th, 6th highest on damage at 577, base experience of 470, and we were top tier in this match with the Loza, and I pushed a little too hard, and that darn IKV 103 with his derp gun just literally slapped the snot right out of me. But we had 8 shots, 8 hit, and only 5 pen. Actually 6 pen, because one was considered splash damage for all 2 damage. 577 damage. Got hit 6 times, all 6 penned us. We damaged 4, destroyed 0. Damage with our assistance was 404. And when all was said and done, we made 34,439 credits. I shot all standard rounds in this match. Now, in the match with the Thunderbolt, I actually did shoot several premium rounds, but then I kind of accidentally forgot to flick it back over when I was shooting the T25-2. It has no armor. I would have went right through them with standard rounds. I just forgot. to switch it over. And then when I remembered, I had almost had him killed, but I shot several blind shots in certain areas, like where that SU-152 was setting, and my standard rounds, I believe, were not penetrating him. Let's take a peek at what he got hit and how many. Yeah, he got hit 8 times, 6 pen, two bounced. Two of those two, I can almost guarantee, two of those were the shells. Well, how much did he bounce in damage? Yeah, 230. That was probably me because 115 damage. Um, yeah, that'd be me. Basically, I'm pretty sure I was the one that was shooting him. I hit him a couple blind shots and they didn't penetrate, which sucks, but hey, it happens. So that was a Mastery Badge Class 2, a Master Gunner, Fire for Effect, Bruiser. We got one bond and a Perscules Medal for killing two of the artillery. The See, that's where I think it shows too a lot more people either play this tank or own this tank and play it because I did a hell of a lot more damage in this tank and my mark of excellence only went up 1.21%. And I did 1,500 damage, almost 1,600, I think. Yeah, 1,509 with 2 kills, and it only went up 1.21, where the other one I did 577 damage, and it went up 7%. So that's telling me that a lot of people own this uh, Thunderbolt 7, and a lot of people play it. But we hit the SU-152 two times that did penetrate for 238, and we knocked out his ammo rack and his driver, T25-2. Hit him 3 times for 355, knocked out his fuel tank and his track. The M12 artillery hit him 2 times for 211, finished him off, and knocked out his engine. KV2, where you're I was trying to set him on fire from above by shooting him in his engine deck, and he squeaked out of the way. I was almost going to drop down on him, and I thought, nah, I better not just in case, because it was, I mean, we didn't blow him out of the water, if I remember right. Let's see. Well, we still had a lot of people left, but you're better off holding your hit points till the end if you can possibly do that, just to play it safe. And I think I still had pretty much all my hit points at the end, other than I got splashed by Artie, and I don't think that really did much any damage. The KV2 got hit for 75 upon his spotting. I believe that was from artillery. We hit the SU-100Y for 111, and he got hit for 172 upon us spotting him. I believe he was the one that was across the way behind the rock, and he came out too far, and I think I might have tracked him, and somebody else finished him off, though. I think it was artillery, too. The AMD 178B, the wheeled vehicle there, we hit him 2 times for 229, and the other artillery, the M44, we hit him 2 times for 128, finished him off, and knocked out his tracks. We did the most damage at 1509. Got 2 kills, base experience of 925. Wow, that Cromwell got a hell of a base experience, 1036. Hit pretty damn good, too. That hits for 135. I'm surprised. And it's the same tier. Cromwell's a tier 6. I'm really surprised he got that much more of a base experience than I did because I pushed up. Well, it's not a whole lot, but I didn't pay attention to what he was doing. But, I pushed up there pretty hard, so. And considering, we were both in tier 6s, and that was a tier 7 match, yeah, a little surprising. But we had, 36 shots, 16 hit, 14 pen. So those 2 shells that did bounce were on the SU-152. We did 1,509 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, 235. Hits resolved of splash damage. That was the artillery that hit me, was 1. Damage 7, destroyed 2. Damage with our assistance was 247. After all was said and done, we still made 25,227 credits, and that's pretty darn good considering we shot 36 times. A lot of those were blind shots in a spot that I figured the tank destroyer, the SU-152, was setting, which he was. Unfortunately, I was shooting straight standard through there because you don't want to shoot premium through when you're blind shooting unless you're 100% guaranteed that those shells are definitely hitting something where there was no in the area I was shooting in behind one of the bushes, there was nothing behind it, no hill for the round to go through the bush and then hit the sand, and then I could have seen it hit the sand and known, oh, I'm not hitting them. there was just nothing behind it. So regardless, I didn't know if it was hitting him or not because the round would just fly straight way back and go into another map or whatever. But yeah, so I didn't know if I was hitting him or not. I didn't want to sit there and just keep slinging premium rounds. And I think I did shoot a couple premium rounds, blind shooting, and then I switched back to standard and just kind of switch back and forth. You can save some credits doing that, but yeah, with the SU-152, I mean, it doesn't have the best frontal armor in the world, and he did bounce two of the rounds that I did hit him with, which were standard rounds. And they might have been blind shots that hit him when he was in the bush, and it could have hit his gun mantle, and that's why I didn't pen. I don't know. But anyways, I just did those two to compare them. This one mainly just because of the simple fact that I think a lot more people do own the Thunderbolt, and it's got the spaced armor. If it's available, I would really. It's not. I think these two are. Yeah, the Thunderbolt is not as fast as the Loza. Let me look at the top speed here. So specific power to weight on that is 13.4, 40. Yeah, this one's 51. Specific power to weight is 11, almost 12. 51 and forward. This one's got better specific power to weight, but it's slower because of the extra armor. So, yeah, your M4, your Loza M4 is going to be a little bit faster, but this one can take a licking and keep on ticking with all that spaced armor. But, yeah, so I figured I'd play those two, just showing you the one that I'm I'm just kind of leaning towards to say is better would be the Thunderbolt because of the extra armor. Um, Gun handling is almost identical. The Lowe's is okay, same kind of gun handling, just it doesn't have that extra armor, so it's a little bit faster, but you're definitely not going to be able to take, the rounds like you would be able to with the Thunderbolt. So, anyways, I really hope that helped you decide which one you want to get. Um, like I said, I could go through and play all these and have a 3-hour video showing you different replays with the Jumbo, the E2, the E8, the Fury, and I love the Fury too. The reload on this, I've got mine down to like 2.5 seconds, 2.78 seconds, and I just love the look of it. And the penetration again, same. 128, 177, 115 standard or average damage. Gun handling's about the same. Just it's about they're almost all identical. Like I said, the only huge difference is when you get down here to the which I probably went by it already. Oh wait, yeah, it's back this way. Is this the one that's got? Yeah, I got the derp gun on. Like I said, this one I got the derp gun on it. It's got 152 millimeters of frontal armor, or excuse me, turret armor all the way around, because it's the stock turret, where you can put the other turret on there, but then I think if you put this turret on there, you can't use the derp gun, or I can't remember how it works. But the reason I've got the stock, well, I don't even think it's not even that stock turret. It's yeah, it is actually a stock turret. No, 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 I'm sorry. That's the 4, that's 5, 6, and 6. So yeah, it's one upgraded from this one here, the stock turret, but it gives you that awesome 152 millimeters of armor all the way around. So it's a real pain in the rectolum for people to pen your turret, unless they're a tier 7 or a tier 8. Then they pretty much go through you. Even tier 7s can struggle a little bit depending on where they shoot you. But yeah, I really hope this did help you decide which one to go with. But if you need any more advice on which one, or if you want me to, show one of the other ones a little more or whatever, just let me know. But anyways, you guys do take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.